The next person voted out of the game is Carrie. I'm sorry, the team has spoken.
With talking with Dot, I feel like he's a very loyal person, but almost loyal to a fault. I don't think he realizes how much of a threat Meg is and where that is going to lead him in the future. Obviously, Meg would pick me off next because she's probably totally ticked at me, based upon her facial expressions. I wanted to just start laughing and be like, you deserve it, Meg. Just my competitive spirit, but
I'm glad we decided at the very last second to stay true, because Carrie did not vote for Elizabeth. Carrie voted for me. We didn't want to switch our votes over to Elizabeth because Jake and I decided we're just going to stick with the plan. And in my mind, sticking with the plan was letting Dot know that I am going to do what I'm saying I'm going to do.
Now you must go.
Love you, Carrie.
Love you, Carrie. Good job, girl. Holy shit. I'm shaking.
Shit. Yeah, close.
Don't trust her at all.
That was not you guys. It was not you, Dot, right? That was Carrie and Elizabeth.
It wasn't not me.
I'm telling you, I was just telling Meg this, dog. I was just telling Meg this. I don't trust Elizabeth at all, and I wanted to vote her.
Don't trust her.
Where is she? Where'd she go?
I don't care.
I don't know.
She
Damn.
must have taken my...
I think that partnering with Meg is another smart move. So that's just what my gut is telling me. That's what my loyalty, my prior alliances is telling me. And I'm not about to show everybody that I'm willing to lie to everybody this early in the game. It's just, I think that will hurt me more than anything. So I'm going to stay loyal to Meg for now. I'm okay with Elizabeth making her own choices. But I'm not on board. Sorry. I'm just not on board.
We should have. Well, we know who's next.
I told her if you don't fall in line, then everybody will know what you did. Like this is a team effort. If you go against a team,
I'll tell you right now, Dot. Jake and I saved her tonight. We wanted to prove our loyalty to you, and that's why we voted the way that we did.
Yeah, same here.
To show you that we're going to do what we tell you we're going to do. But Jake and I could have easily flipped that and got rid of her because neither one of us trust her.
Y'all could have got rid of anybody. Like, y'all were kind of in the power seat. So I appreciate that. And I was looking to do the same. Like, we're on the same page here.
We know who's next. The song will be with us.
Like I said, that's exactly what. Oh, God. I knew that was going to happen. Oh,
he showed his cards last night to Elizabeth. He voted with Jake and I, and he voted to get rid of Carrie, and he claims that he told Elizabeth not to do it, that it wasn't going to work, and that she was going to show her where she stood if she voted for me, and that's exactly what she did. And she left the tribal immediately after Carrie got voted out. She did not stick around to have any conversation. So
only reason we didn't vote Elizabeth is because we wanted to show our tribe unity. And honestly, I regret doing that. I think we should have gotten her out because she is deceptive, and she is going to try to play this game, and she's going to go for strong players.
You know, much love to Elizabeth. I think you're a very intelligent woman, but that was dumb. That was a dumb move. That was a dumb move. And as soon as the vote happened and everyone realized that Elizabeth voted against Meg, both Meg and Jake were both like, we can't trust her. We're going to eliminate her. She's next. Elizabeth, you're fucked, man. You're fucked. They're coming for you.
They're the dominant team. We were just going to be picked off. I mean, if you looked at the numbers, it seemed obvious that the cleaners were just going to pick off, first of all, Rona, and then the Dunn team, and then they're going to be in the lead, and then they'll start picking up their own members. So it was our only chance, because they were down one member with one person being in exile, to take out the lead. And so I thought Dot would be on board. I knew Carrie would be on board because she's the one that's going to be getting voted off. So if I could get those two on board, we could take Meg out, take the highest competition out, and then have more of a fair game going forward. But obviously Dot wasn't on board, and so that's kind of where we're left with, unfortunately.
So it was kind of a double-sided strategy. First, for me, my survival,
Alex knew he had a target on his back as well from Carrie. So we did what was logical and got rid of that person who was pushing that strategy forward.
I'm very sorry, Carrie K.
Okay.
They blindsided us.
Alrighty.
We all were seemingly on the same page that it was going to be Rayleigh. You know, Patrick gave me this long, drawn-out speech, you know, 2 nights ago about how, you know, he's all about strengthening the team and he can put his differences aside with Carrie K. And I believed him. I did. I gave him the benefit of the doubt that he would do what the fuck he said, but he's proven that he's not a man of his word. And he took Carrie K out the first chance that he got.
Like I said, there's always been an axe to grind with her for whatever reason. So I did what made the most sense for us as a team, not necessarily my self-preservation, but for the betterment of the team as well. I know Carrie's very competitive, very cutthroat, and she wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to vote any of us out to advance her further into the game.
And I even offered to be a buffer between Patrick and Carrie and to kind of, you know, help them relay both sides to each other, because if there was a way that we needed to vote and I knew that Patrick and Carrie K didn't want to fuck with each other, they could have communicated through me and we could have all had that vote. But you know, they don't want to keep the goal in mind, which is to weaken the cleaners, and that's why everyone in this game is playing for second right now.
Carrie, I will email you later.
Okay.
For now, you must leave, though.
I want to do a little toast to Carrie with the K. Okay, watch up and learn, folks. My ratio is for pouring a proper mimosa. As you can see, this was a liberal pour of that cheap champagne I was just using. I have my freshly squeezed orange juice right here. And pay special attention. You see the ratio here. Watch this. See that? A little bit more, maybe a little bit more. See how it still has that lovely pale color going on? So hats off to you, Carrie. Apologize that it had to go that way, but it was necessary for the betterment of our team. So cheers, my friend. Live to fight another day.
It sucked because going into it, I had already planned to ruin Carrie or to take out Carrie. And so everything I said in Carrie's chats and Q's chats, they were kind of filtered and not completely genuine, and it wasn't a good feeling because they both said some pretty nice things and they both apologized for blindsiding me and stuff like that, and I decided to take revenge. And it's not even revenge, to be honest, because Carrie is just someone who's strong, competitive, has an advantage, all of that, and a good alliance, and I had to do something because I would have been on the bottom of that alliance, and I couldn't risk it.
Well, that is all, unless you guys have something to say to each other. Silence. We'll see if that vote was great, if the other team's vote was great, because tomorrow is indeed the merge. So you will have fun with that. I will be emailing you more info later.
I still don't like the way you said that.
No. Why would you vote a number out? That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. None. And the reality is if we were all on the same page to weaken the cleaners, then we all could be each other's bitch. Whatever. This is so dumb.
Going into the merge, I don't know if I have any alliances. And yes, I have Team Done, but Elizabeth and Dot spent more time together than with me. And hopefully I'm so tight with Dot, but we'll see. I would love to join the gang again and the three of us make some moves together, but when you spend time apart, that's not always the case, you know? And with Q, I don't know if it's salvageable to be working with her again because her morals and my actions completely clashed together and did not create a good spark. And I don't blame her.
Honestly, Carrie K being voted out does not ruin my game. I'm not going to allow it to ruin my game.
As we demonstrated today through our tribal session, no one's safe, and you can see a team plan can unravel very quickly. I know there's going to be some bad blood going in today's challenge, especially with Q, to watch her physically be shocked, that look in her face when Carrie was voted out. So I don't know how Dee's going to handle that coming out of Exile, so we're just going to have to see.
Meg needs to go. I'm coming for you, Meg. I swear to God. They are not going to hand her this fucking game. I've had it. They are not gonna fucking do it. I will get voted out before I see the game handed to her.
So, while I was in exile, I did have the chance to send somebody a message. So, I decided to tell Meg that there are forces against her within this game. And I decided to tell Meg this message because after my one-on-one with Elizabeth, she thinks Meg is a threat. So, Elizabeth is definitely someone to watch out for in this game as she watches us closely.
So then I get a secret message from Hassan on Exile. I seem to be the one that all of the cleaners want to send the secret message to, and I'm glad for that. But it basically says, Meg, there are forces against you on this team. That is scary. I'm hoping that he was to send that message before Tribal and just didn't send it until after. That was a slow move on his part because I'm hoping that he was talking about Elizabeth and or Carrie, but I did respond to Hassan and say I can't wait to get him back from exile. The shit went down at Tribal last night and that Elizabeth is not to be trusted. Elizabeth is my #1 target at this point. With the secret message from Hassan, I got a second advantage, and this is the secret switch of voter advantage. So I can use both of these advantages until the final 6. We're at 10 people. It means I have 4 more tribals to use them at, and I need to be smart. And I, at this point, am not sure if it would be in my best interest to share one or both of these advantages with Jake, or not. But I'm really going to look to Jake and Hassan, and really, especially, and Dot, for information on if my name is coming up with other players so that I can maybe get a better feel of if I need to use one of these at next Tribal or not.
Now that there is no more teams, my strategy is, just do my best to win these individual challenges. I was so surprised. Like, I could have sworn Riley was gonna go get eliminated because of all the conversation from the other day about how they said that they would eliminate her and stuff, but probably some fake or shady stuff happened that they didn't vote for Riley, they just voted for Carrie.
I would like to get as far as I can in this game, and if I do make it to the bottom or the final 2, that's great, or final 3, that's great, but I'm perfectly content being on the jury. And I'm willing to leverage that. And I'm also willing to leverage it against people who I know do want to win and they do want to make it to the final 3. And it's like, okay, well, bitch, right now, all of you are playing for second. And I am willing to yield that and fucking and work it the way that I need it to work in order to stay in this game. And in order to see the people who I want out of this game go.
Cleaners, yeah, they have the numbers. They have 4 people. But the thing is, Jake and Meg are pretty strong. And I don't know if Hassan knows that, but Hassan might want to get out of that. And I feel like talking to Rayleigh, she might want to be out of that too. So hopefully I can have this alliance with Team Dunn, with Rayleigh, with Patrick.
I think my relationship with Meg and Jake will last to the end, with Cleaners to the end. And we maintained a good relationship throughout the whole entire game. So I don't see why we should turn our backs on each other.
First off, I think it's great that I have these options. I think it's great that I have all these potential alliances. I feel like my strongest alliance and who I feel closest with is Jake and Meg. I feel like they're winners. They're power players. They like me a lot from day one. They're the team I want to roll with. And I'm going to spend a good amount of my time convincing them to keep me as a strong ally, to hopefully see me above Hassan and above Rayleigh. Even though they're a part of Team Cleaners, I want to secure my spot with them.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust Dot now. I can trust him that he's, I guess, probably loyal to me, but he'll do what's in his best interest, and he's loyal to Meg, and Meg's just as Hassan, along for the ride. And so I need to find someone else that's strategic and ready to make a big move, and apparently that's going to have to be on the other team now. So I'm actually excited for the merge, because that definitely gives me some opportunity there. If I could get 2 of their members and Alex, that would be 4. Dot seems like he's gonna, well, that would be 5 on their part, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen in that. I guess we'll just see who wins the individual immunity and see how many individual immunities there are.
You are up first. What category would you like, and for how many points?
History.
How many points?
5.
Going big. When did the War of 1812 actually end? A. 1812. B. 1814. C. 1815.
1812.
That is incorrect. 1815 was the correct answer. So how many points in sports do you want?
I'm going to do sports 5.
Who were the 1989 NHL Stanley Cup champions? A. Edmonton Oilers. B. Calgary Flames. C. Montreal Canadiens.
Can you repeat those again? Oh, actually, I don't have 10 seconds. Calgary Flames.
You are correct. You get your 5 points in the nick of time.
Wow.
What is the atomic number of iron? A. 26, B. 16, C. 6.
26.
Correct. Q ties Jake. Alright, how many home runs did Ken Griffey Jr. hit in both 1997 and 1998? A. 56, B. 53, C. 60.
56.
You are correct.
Oh!
Who won the WWE Intercontinental Championship the most? A. Chris Jericho, B. Randy Savage, or C. Jeff Jarrett?
Chris Jericho.
That is correct. Hassan is on the board with 3. What is CM Punk's real name? A. Sean Waltman, B. Phil Brooks, C. Mike Smith.
A.
A is incorrect. It was B. Phil Brooks.
Less than 10%.
Less than 1%. You were incorrect. In what year was Mongolia officially founded? A. 1195, B. 1201, or C. 1206?
1195, 1201, or 1206? Gonna go 1201. Damn.
Sorry, it is 1206. What year was Abraham Lincoln assassinated? A. 1794, B. 1865, or C. 1877?
1865.
You are correct. You take the lead. For 4 points, and you will go again after this, by the way, but for this one, which empire did Charlemagne rule? A. The Holy Roman Empire, B. The British Empire, or C. The Byzantine Empire?
A.
You are correct. You are on the board with 4. Which country has the largest waterfall in the world? A. Brazil, B. Venezuela, or C. South Africa?
B.
Would you say?
B. Venezuela.
You are correct. You are now in the lead with 8 points.
Geography for 3.
Leonardo da Vinci's 15th century mural, The Last Supper, is located in what city? A. Rome, B. Paris, C. Milan.
Rome.
That is incorrect. It is Milan. Rayleigh stays in the lead for now. Q. As of 2019, how many elements are on the periodic table? A. 118, B. 116, C. 112.
Shit. Let's go 118.
You are correct, and you tie Rayleigh. Who is the NFL's all-time leading rusher? A. Walter Payton, B. Emmitt Smith, C. Jim Brown.
Emmitt Smith.
You are correct. You are 1 point out of first place, however. Which is the only team to play in every soccer World Cup? A. Mexico, B. England, C. Brazil.
Brazil.
That is correct. So that brings you to 5. This is your last question, so the first place has 8, you have 5, so what would you like?
Can I get pro wrestling for 5?
Which wrestler made their WWF debut on January 23rd, 2000? A. Kurt Angle, B. Taz, C. Eddie Guerrero.
Kurt Angle.
That is incorrect. It is Taz. Who defeated The Rock at SummerSlam 2002? A. Stone Cold Steve Austin, B. Shawn Michaels, C. Brock Lesnar.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sorry, it was Brock Lesnar.
Fuck Lesnar.
You will not be winning the safety today. To Q, you're currently tied with Rayleigh at 8.
I'll go. Let's try soaps for 5. Let's be reckless.
For 5. This soap opera was more of a crime and mystery drama than a typical romance soap opera. Is it A. Dark Shadows, B. The Edge of Night, C. Another World?
The Edge of Night.
Wow, you are correct. What year was Abraham Lincoln assassinated? A. 1794, B. 1865, C. 1877.
Can you read the answers again?
1794, incorrect. It is B.
Let's go with history for 5, please.
Ooh, going big.
Or go home, my friend.
All right. When did the War of 1812 actually end? A. 1812, B. 1814, C. 1815.
I'm going to say C. 1815.
You are correct, and Patty starts off with 5 points. Which is the only team to play in every soccer World Cup? A. Mexico, B. England, C. Brazil.
I'm going to go with C.
You are correct. It was Brazil. You start with 2 points. Which country has the largest waterfall in the world? A. Brazil, B. Venezuela, or C. South Africa?
Brazil.
Need an answer. Sorry, it is Venezuela. What is the atomic number of iron? A. 26, B. 16, C. 6.
C.
Sorry, it is A. 26. In what year was Mongolia officially founded? A. 1195, B. 1201, C. 1206.
B. 1201.
Sorry, close. It was C. 1206. Who is the NFL's all-time leading rusher? A. Walter Payton, B. Emmitt Smith, C. Jim Brown.
What was the first one again?
Need an answer.
B.
Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith, or B. You are correct. You get on the board. Who won Super Bowl 50? A. The Denver Broncos, B. The Carolina Panthers, C. The New England Patriots.
C.
Incorrect. It was the Denver Broncos who defeated the Carolina Panthers. Which wrestler made their WWF debut on January 23rd, 2000? A. Kurt Angle, B. Taz, C. Eddie Guerrero.
I'm going to say A. Kurt Angle.
That is incorrect. It was B. Taz.
Yeah.
What year did Days of Our Lives debut? A. 1965, B. 1960, C. 1961.
1965.
You are correct. May gets on the board. This soap opera was more of a crime and mystery drama rather than typical romance. A. Dark Shadows. B. The Edge of Night. C. Another World.
Another World.
That is incorrect. It was The Edge of Night. Who defeated The Rock at SummerSlam 2002? A. Stone Cold Steve Austin. B. Shawn Michaels. C. Brock Lesnar.
I'm going to say A. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sorry, that is incorrect. It was Brock Lesnar. How many home runs did Ken Griffey Jr. hit in 1997 and 1998? A. 56, B. 53, C. 60.
B.
Sorry, the answer was A. 56. As of 2019, how many elements are on the periodic table? A. 118, B. 116, C. 112.
118.
You are correct. Alex takes the lead with 6. Who were the 1989 NHL Stanley Cup champions? A. Edmonton Oilers, B. Calgary Flames, C. Montreal Canadiens.
A.
That's incorrect. It was B. Calgary. At this point, Elizabeth, you have been eliminated. It's your choice if you want to take another question away from somebody else or not answer at all.
I am terrible at trivia, so I'll just stop here.
What is the hottest planet in our solar system? A. Earth, B. Mars, C. Venus.
Venus.
That is correct. I'm going to leave you the option as well if you want to answer another question or not.
Does it matter?
It doesn't. That's why it's up to you.
Okay, I don't good.
Alex has 8. You have 5.
History for 4, please.
Which empire did Charlemagne rule? A. The Holy Roman Empire. B. The British Empire. C. The Byzantine Empire.
I'm going to say A. The Holy Roman Empire.
You are correct. You only have 2 categories. Who was the winner of Big Brother Canada Season 5? A. Ika, B. Kevin, C. Karen.
Let's go Ika.
Sorry, that is incorrect. Where did the band Stone Sour originate? A. Galveston, Texas, B. Des Moines, Iowa, or C. Dayton, Ohio.
I'm going to say Des Moines, Iowa.
You are correct. Patty takes the lead. Which Usher single was the first to make it to the top of the Billboard's R&B chart? A. Think of You, B. You Make Me Wanna, or C. Nice and Slow.
I'm going to say B. You Make Me Wanna.
You are correct. Who won Season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race? A. Bianca Del Rio, B. Adore Delano, C. Courtney Act.
Bianca Del Rio.
You are correct. What What is the third studio album by the Beatles? A. Help. B. Out of Our Heads. C. A Hard Day's Night.
Let's go A Hard Day's Night.
You are correct. Alright. Singer Lauryn Hill was once a part of which group? A. TLC, B. SWV, or
Fugees.
Correct.
Let's just go with Reality for 3.
Okay. This would win it if you are correct. Who was the first head of household on Big Brother 17? A. Jace, B. James, C. Shally.
Let's go with B.
B is correct. Patty has one safety.
Many people who know me personally will say I am the king of useless information, so I think finally it was my night to shine with everyone and walk away with that. So there was no strategy going into it other than the fact that I'm just a garbage can when it comes to useless information. Like they say, God has a chosen few, and I guess I just happen to be that one for tonight. That's about it.
I think I know who Meg wants to go for.
Yeah, I don't think that's a huge secret. Well, maybe Q and Alex aren't aware.
You're like, the game has changed a lot. Alex, the game has changed, bro.
Last night was super intense.
It was wild.
What happened?
Wild.
Ours is pretty bad. I'm so sorry, Q. I know you hate me at the moment. I know you hate me, but I'm so sorry.
It's not even that I hate you. It's just that it was a really poorly informed decision. But I mean, you fucked up your own game, so it is what it is.
Damn.
It's not a dumb move what I did with Carrie. If he was in my shoes, I hope she would do the same because I did not want to enter the merge in the bottom of a good alliance.
Why you say that?
You know exactly why I'm saying that, so it's not worth discussing.
Okay.
Don't fill us in, bro?
The gallery is interested in the discussion.
What's going on?
I want to hear why yesterday was wild.
Yeah, me too.
Jake and Elizabeth and I were all in a group chat together, so I did get to talk to Elizabeth for a little bit.
She's shady.
But I could tell straight after that conversation that Elizabeth was just not somebody that I felt like I could trust at all. The way that she was talking, so it was pretty much either me, her, Carrie, or Dot, right, up for elimination.
Okay.
And I threw it out there that Carrie would be the easy vote. You know, she was the only one from Team Rona on our team. None of us really had any kind of connection or allegiance to her based on, you know, who we'd been with before. So let's just take this one easy. Let's vote out the easy player and keep moving forward. And in like pretty much the same sentence, Elizabeth was like, I feel like we should vote out a stronger player, but I'm not going to vote for Dot. And I was like, well, I'm the only one left, girl. So
oh, God.
Let's have a convo then.
I kind of suspected that if anyone might understand how I feel about getting rid of Meg, my gut just told me maybe it's Elizabeth. And that was also confirmed in my chat with Dot and Alex and Meg and Jake, where they said that Elizabeth's ass was almost gone. And I was like, okay, well, give me this leverage.
I was pretty convinced that Carrie was going to vote for Elizabeth. So Jake and I talked and we were like, we could switch this up right now and change our votes from Carrie to Elizabeth and get her out. We don't really trust her. She seems kind of shady in the conversations we had. But literally right before our chat ended, we were like, no, let's go with the plan. We're still going to vote Carrie. And thank God we did, because Carrie and Elizabeth both put their votes on you.
We would have, it would have been a tie.
Yeah, it would have been a tie.
They basically confirmed that Elizabeth tried to make a move on Meg. And I'm like, oh, wow. So someone else actually is thinking strategically in this game. Slow clap for her. She's the only one at this rate.
Pretty much Elizabeth went rogue.
Hey, Dot, did Elizabeth say anything to you? about going for Meg?
She did. She did.
So it sounds like you were the swing vote, Dot.
She didn't say
I was. Yeah, she ran that with like Meg. Like I told you, I had told her about the Carrie vote, and then she ran the idea of trying to get you out. Essentially, I'm gonna stay true to my loyalties, man. That's definitely what I've decided personally.
Yeah, I don't know what got into me, but the spirit got hold of me, and I was ready to just fuck some games up. I'm on a warpath to A, vindicate Carrie K, and to B, show these people how dumb they've been playing the game, honestly. So my first, I guess, plan of attack was to call out Dot. So Dot, going back to what you said just a moment ago about how you stick to your loyalties, so would you say that you and Alex are pretty cool? Yeah. I'm just wondering how Rayleigh was the one that was sent to exile as opposed to Alex, or even Ori, because Alex's neck was on the line that night, and so I'm just kind of wondering why that happened the way that it did. Rayleigh got sent to exile as opposed to your boy.
Well, so pretty much what we decided whenever we were parting as a team was if we stuck on the same team, we were going to look out for each other. But if we were on separate teams, it is what it is. Like
so I got love for
Alex,
the team that you're on,
right? And the team within my team, right? So, and I think it's the same now. Like If I create a loyalty, I'm not gonna vote somebody off that I've agreed that I'm loyal with. But if I'm competing against you, then I'm competing against you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's me. Did I answer your question?
So then, why was the decision Rayleigh? Was that just?
I mean, I can answer that question.
Why was it Rayleigh?
So it
wasn't a team decision.
It was a team decision. When we were asked who we wanted to send to exile, it was pretty quiet. Nobody really had a real solid answer for who they wanted to send. I threw out Rayleigh's name because she did not perform well in the challenge, and she was the lone cleaner over there, and I felt some sort of feeling of needing to protect her because I did know her more than I knew anybody else on that team, and I knew that I was feeling like she would be on the chopping block, being that she didn't perform well and that she was like kind of a lone soldier over there, and I wanted to protect her from the elimination.
Right.
So your loyalties extend beyond just who's on your team at the moment, but Dots don't. That's where we're at, right?
That was one of the hardest that was the hardest conversation I've had since we started this game. Q came out guns blazing.
We all have some level of loyalty to somebody that we've had a conversation with at some point. I mean, we're halfway through.
And Alex, do you see why you made a poor decision last night? That's why.
Alex, what did you do? All right, hold on. Let me defend myself first. So
you made a horrible decision. It was such a poor decision.
Hold up, Alex. Hold up, Alex. Hold on a second. Q was attacking me first. Let me address this shit.
I didn't attack you, but I don't get how you can say that you have loyalty, but your boy was on the chopping block and you didn't try to send him to exile. That's kind of whack. But Meg did what she was supposed to do. I called Dot out on that, and he was not very happy to be called out. But I wanted fucking Alex to see two things. I wanted him to see that A, his alliance doesn't give a fuck about him, and B, he was dumb for blindsiding Carrie K because I was right all along. Rayleigh was the move to make because now the cleaners have gone into the merge 4 strong, and what does Alex have to show for? He doesn't have a fucking alliance because Dot said then and there, he was like, yeah, I didn't vouch for Alex or Ori because I wanted you guys to make the hard decision. And he said that he has loyalty, and then in the same breath said that he didn't fucking try to save Alex. So hopefully Alex saw what I was doing, which was trying to reveal the cracks in their alliance, which is not an alliance because Dot is shady as fuck, period. Like,
I think it's a perfect strategy for her. It makes sense to do that, to align herself as someone who is alone, but also she is smart enough to make some choices. It's smart, and also she posed a crack in front of them and saying that Dot has no allegiance or has a very shaky alliance structure and that I am a threat.
Alex and I have been tight since he joined the game, like day 2 or day 3. And I don't think a couple of days with him and Q are going to change his mind about how he feels about me. So hopefully he doesn't believe any of that nonsense. I hope to chat with him a little bit later just to clear it up. But definitely created some tensions though.
It is what it is. I stand by what I did. Alex, you're still my boy. I love you, cuz.
I love you too.
He's the Wonder Boy. He knows it.
That's a strange expression of love, but okay. That was my first plan of attack, was to divide Dot and Alex. My next strategy was to turn Dot and Alex. I turned them against each other. Now to turn Dot and Alex against Meg and Jake.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I'm feeling reckless and I'm at the merge, so I'm pretty happy I get to be a jury. If Jake or Meg make it to the final 2, they're getting my vote. Period.
My thoughts on that are, well, then let's get her to the jury as soon as possible so I know I have secured a vote there. I also would like to get her to the jury as soon as possible because now she has painted a huge target on not only me, but me and Jake, and that's a threat to us. She's outspoken on that. She seems to be the ringleader on that, and that's scary.
I did not like what Guy said. That put a red flag to me because all she's trying to do is direct attention. She's not actually going to do that. What she's doing is she's putting the attention on us, saying that we're big threats and we need to get voted out. That's what she's doing, and I don't like it at all.
Okay.
Because at this point, you guys are handing them the game.
No, it's not like that.
Yes, you are. I think you are.
I'm saying that Meg and Jake are pretty much target, and they're running away with this game. And pretty much, if we're siding with them or we're not going against them, then we're pretty much getting ready for 3rd and 4th and 5th place. Like they're pretty much running away with the game, which, of course, I didn't want to hear. You know, I have a pretty strong alliance with Jake and Meg.
Nah, that was crazy.
Yo, okay, hold on. First question: Is Q always like that?
Okay, no. Listen, I really
Yes.
Hold on, real question. Hold on, real question. The fuck?
Yes.
The fuck? What was that? What the hell was that, man?
I fucking love Dot.
Hold on, this is the first time I even spoke to her. Like, what the hell was that, bro? She fucking attacked me.
She does not
give a club, baby.
Listen,
I didn't even know we had problems. Wait, so what did you even do? I don't get it. Like, what did you? You didn't put her away, obviously, right?
The vote was towards Riley. But the thing is, I knew Carrie had an advantage, and I knew that Carrie and Q are so tight that they can't break. So in my head, I was like, with that going into the merge, like it's just gonna hurt us all, you know. And I know she wants Patty gone, so I know Patty wants Carrie gone as well. So I was like, really, do you want to stay in the game? Like maybe we could blindside Carrie, and she wouldn't even have to play her idol. She would just lose. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what happened.
So like, Elizabeth has fallen off.
About it.
I'm still cool. I mean, I'm cool, Elizabeth, of course. Like she's with our original team. Like So Meg is a pretty good leader. Like she was kind of like leading a lot of the discussions. Me and her like were pretty much saying the same stuff at the same time. Like we were having the same ideas. So like it was pretty much like the team cleaner side and the team done side were like agreeing, and then there was Carrie, and like we were pretty much gonna vote her out because she was by herself.
Yeah.
Right. But Elizabeth didn't agree.
Now, as for Team Done, I think that team is done. I don't know if I can trust Dot or Elizabeth. They are on opposite sides now, but I would love to work with them still because I just don't want to go home. But Dot seems to be on the cleaner side, which I don't understand. I mean, maybe he was just saying that in front of Rayleigh, but
I built a good relationship with Jake and Meg. Alex, I feel the same with you. Like I'm down to roll with you. Like the players.
You two are mine.
So like and Hassan's from the original Cleaner Squad too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So knowing that 9 players can get voted off, and there are 10 people voting, right? Or there are 9 people voting, whatever. I know that we need 5 votes. We need 5 votes to one person to secure getting somebody off of the game, right?
Yeah. True.
So after that conversation we just had, and I'm sure one of us will talk to somebody soon. I'm pretty sure Meg and Jake are gonna want to get Q off of the game.
Right.
I honestly, I'm in agreement. Like from the
I'm okay with that.
From the conversation we just had, all she's trying to do is tear everybody apart, and she's doing it for her own benefit.
Because of the way that everybody voted last night, I'm 100% certain that Carrie and Q both voted for me to leave last night. So Carrie's gone. Right. I'm 100% okay with taking Q out.
Right. So let's do this.
Since you have one safety, you must send one player to exile.
Okay, I am going to send. I'm going to send Alex to exile.
Patty kind of showed that he wants me around, or that he's loyal, or that I should be loyal, and either way, I am on board. I think that that's very smart, and that we will do well together.
I did not want Alex to win, like, at all. Like, I wish him to lose every single thing he participates in. Patrick probably doesn't know what happened, so I'm not going to fault him for that. But I did not want Alex to be safe in any type of way. I'm not going to just spread the word that I want him to go, but I mean, I'm going to be open if somebody asks me, and I'm going to give them a reason why. I have a logical reason as to why I want him to go to elimination, but he always gets so lucky. Like, Patrick's name should not be Lucky Patrick, it should be Lucky Alex, because each time I'm finna come for him, he gets lucky and avoids elimination.
Congratulations.
Hey, kudos, Patty. You did good.
I thought because they were constantly saying how Riley was going home. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, so they were gunning for my ass.
In my confession, I was like, oh well, based on what they were saying, Riley is definitely going home. Like, there's no doubt about it. But when I saw it was Carrie's, I was like, whoa.
All the chaos that took place while I was in exile, wow, that's crazy, because like the yelling and the fussing and everything, I'm completely lost. Like, I don't even know everything still. Like, I'm just like,
I knew I was going home, bro. Like, seriously, there was a target on my back, and Carrie was gunning for my ass, and I figured that out because my first chat with her, like, all she did was kind of trash Patty. So I'm like, well, you know, she's not really saying a whole lot about me, so I'm guessing that this is probably like a cover that she's gunning for my ass.
I already had typed in the email of what I was gonna say, and I had it sitting there because I kept looking out of my phone, like, so my phone wouldn't go to sleep. I kept looking out of my phone. As soon as the airport up, send.
Yeah.
That's a vicious group there. I'm like, our group was so docile compared to this.
I plan on, using it for myself for the most part. I'm just gonna wait it out until I feel like I'm a threat. Because right now I don't feel like I'm a threat.
Should we just get right into the tea and the gossip? Are we ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Elizabeth, the word on the street is that you pissed a lot of people off last night at Tribal.
Well, here's what actually happened is someone told me that Meg was gonna vote me out. And so I say, okay, if Meg's gonna vote me out, then I'm gonna vote Meg out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I not do that?
Absolutely.
Of course, Meg's probably pissed off about it. I wouldn't blame her, but if she's gonna secretly try to vote me out behind my back, then I'm kind of pissed off at her at the same time.
Right. So the way that they painted it was, I had a conversation with Dot, Jake, and Meg,
And they painted it as you mentioned Meg's name first, I guess, to Dot or whoever, and wanted to potentially go after a blindside on Meg, which I support. I think that's a fantastic idea. She's clearly the strongest player in the game. And they decided, Jake, Meg, and Dot all agreed that it was going to be you up until it wasn't. And I guess Dot was the swing vote on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so of course I'm gonna try to finagle something the other way. And the other thing, since you all are both Rona, I feel comfortable saying this, the cleaners had the majority. And so it's like, if the cleaners have the majority and I'm the target, they're gonna either pick me or Carrie off, and then they're gonna take off Dot, and then it's gonna be the cleaners, and we're gonna be out of the game. So I'm like, how can we create an alliance where it's not the cleaners involved?
And I'm glad that I was able to speak with someone who has some logic and reason, and someone who sees that we need to level the playing field, and we need to get rid of these strong-ass players who have who are 4 strong in the merge. That still doesn't make it. They're the only team that has 4 of their players in the merge. Exactly. I think that's a fantastic thought. And if you noticed, we exiled a cleaners member, and we set up the plan that needed to happen last night, which was to facilitate Meg being voted out. And so why that didn't happen, I guess it came down to Dot, which was disappointing.
So yeah, I really appreciated Q's commentary. My concern is that it seems like no one is on board with Q, so I'm hesitant to completely align with her right at the moment, especially since that conversation with Q and Patty went a little interesting.
But we also fumbled and kept a cleaners member, if Patty wants to bring that up, of why cleaners is now going into the merge 4 strong.
Just wait. I understand you're a little upset with me, and rightfully so. So let me explain my strategy.
I'm not upset, just disappointed. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, upset, disappointed, whatever. All semantics here. But what I understood is Carrie had a hard on for me and was rooting for me. So I had to do what was sound and go for whomever is going to flip on the team the quickest, and go for self-preservation at the same time. So Carrie was a logical choice for me because she's been vocal, and that was my reasoning behind that. You're obviously one of the stronger members of the team, so I'm concerned about you now, but it is what it is, Q, and I understand you are disappointed, and I'm willing to live with that.
Right, but did you have a single vote against you last night, Patty? Like, whose radar were you on? No one's.
Okay, but I'm out of all fairness, respect my candor, because I heard that you and Carrie with the K had a backroom deal to eliminate me on the next challenge. So I may have been swept in. Okay, then I may have been swept into something different, but I know Carrie was the most vocal against me and wanted to get rid of me, and Dee Dee also brought that to my attention as well. So that was on the radar, and I had to do what was best for our team, what I thought at the moment.
And the goal right now, if we're not weakening the cleaners, every single person is playing for second, as far as I'm concerned. Because Meg and Jake are a threat.
Okay, we also have some time, so if we can vote Meg off tomorrow, I'm willing to do that. I understand she's a threat, and I had to do what I thought was best at the time.
You've already promised me your word that you were going to go after Meg, and that was going to be the first agenda, and I thought that was assumed by voting off Rayleigh. So okay. I mean, like, how does your word have any? Your word is not bond because you've broken it before, and I've only been honest with you because if you were a target, I would have told you to your face, like I pretty much did the first time you were a target.
Okay. So I understand that, and moving forward, my vote, I'll vote I also promised that I would do what I could do to take Meg out. Did I not?
You did, but then you took Carrie out.
Well, I couldn't vote. I couldn't very well vote against Meg last evening, and I had to vote against the person who I thought was going to take me out the most. So my word is still my bond, and if I can vote Meg out tomorrow.
Q is part of my original team, and I know I burned some bridges with her and created some bad blood, but other than that, her allegations at this point are very baseless, and I already made my intentions clear, so I guess it's just my task from this point on, or my duty,
to prove to her that she's a little bit off with that assumption.
But with Q and Patty, I do see that there's a lot of people that see Meg as a threat, which is good. And even if they're upset about who got voted out last time, I think they're both in agreement that the cleaners, especially someone like Meg, is a strategic threat that needs to be taken out of the game.
Yeah, anyone that's not really ready to hear the truth or, you know, catch this tea is probably going to be after me. And I'm okay with that because I'm not playing to win. I'm playing to see the game that I want to see happen. And I don't want to see a game where Meg and Jake bulldoze their way to the fucking finale. But at this rate, it's happening. So.
Hi. Oh my god, hi.
Last night I went into my conversations kind of going after Elizabeth, but I ended those conversations pretty much 100% going after Q.
I'm so happy to see you. Oh my god, my friend. Hi.
I missed you. Oh, dude. They almost voted my ass out last night.
Me too. Me too. I'm telling you right now, they're gunning for the cleaners and Q is leading the fucking pack.
Well, me and Dot and Alex just talked about that. We're voting her ass out.
Yes. Okay. So we have the numbers. Okay. Alex is on exile though. He can't vote. We have you and me, Dot, Jake, and Hassan. That's 5 against Q, Dee, Elizabeth, and Patrick, who have 4. So we have the numbers to get her out, but we have to stay solid us 5. If we continue staying us 5, we will have the numbers to make it to Final 5, and then the cleaners are good to Final 4, and then it's every man for himself.
I'm good with that.
Hassan, oh my god, I'm so glad you're here. You guys have no idea. I've been like fighting the good fight so hard. This game has got me fucked in my head.
As far as I'm concerned, she's out. Like, she's gone. She stabbed me in the back yesterday. Fuck that. She's gone.
So I'm going to have to sink in a lot of information moving forward. As far as the cleaners, it seems as though there is a big red target pointed at us.
We're all still, I think, dedicated to getting the cleaners as far as we can. And they seem 100% on board with also voting out Q.
We have to stay solid.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Exactly.
That's probably why they put one of the cleaners in exile, to break us up.
Yeah, to take your vote away. Q's gunning for the cleaners, and she's outspoken about it, and the leader of the pack, she's already painted a target on us, like that people are handing us the game, that one of us is going to win. So it's in all of our best interest to get her gone.
I'm alright with that.
She got some type of strategy, because we was winning, so, you know, number one, everybody gunning for number one.
I hope she got a strategy on going her ass home, because
Jake and Meg are a power team. They've got 4 people on their team, you know, still running. We've been in alliance since the very first secret message, like day 2. So I want to be as close as possible with them. I hope that they view me as strong as an ally as I view them. It's my plan to hopefully get in their hearts closer than Rayleigh and closer than Hassan.
I feel like there's like this battle royale right now between Meg and Jake and Q. The biggest thing that she's concerned about is like the cleaners building like a super team.
Q is concerned about that?
Yeah. She's very expressive about it. So they only have one more extra player. Like, it's not like, you know, they have like this super team or whatnot.
I don't know. They were pretty good. Like, every member on that team was pretty good.
So let's be straight. We only have a few minutes. So who are y'all thinking about voting out?
I mean, as we talked, Dot, I am concerned about the cleaners just picking us off one by one.
So somebody on the cleaners.
Dot's a little sneaky. I don't trust him anymore, to be honest. I can't trust him to not necessarily vote for me, not vote for someone else. I think he's on my off list, unfortunately.
Anyone that's playing with Meg and Jake is playing for 3rd place. You're playing for 2nd, you're playing for 3rd. Because at this point, they're running the game.
Why do you feel like they're running the game?
Well, first of all, it confirmed that they were running the game because I suspected that Meg was the one that saved Rayleigh, and she was. Even though Rayleigh was the weakest member, and even though you guys kind of crippled our team by keeping her there, it didn't help because she's still a number for Meg, and they pretty much vote together at this point.
I'm very happy that I have immunity. I'm definitely going to read the room and see if I really even need to play it because, you know, shit, I may have done a good campaign on getting rid of Meg and Jake, and I may not even have to use it. I may even have the numbers.
Her trying to convince me that Jake and Meg are dangerous for the game. She may think that it's, you know, it's helpful for me, but it's just making her a target in my eyes. So, you know, not good news there.
Oh, you the one that sent me to exile?
That was all of our decision. I won, so I got to do it. It wasn't anything personal, I promise.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I just wanted to know, like, how did y'all come up with it?
Perfect.
I had a good break.
Sweet. Glad I could help out.
Thanks for the break.
It was all my idea then. It was all my idea, actually.
Okay, I'll give you all the credit. Who are you thinking, Jake and Riley? Is it Riley or Rayleigh? I don't want to pronounce your name wrong.
But it's said both ways. So it's pronounced Rayleigh where I live.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
The last time we went to vote, Elizabeth lied right to me and Meg's face and almost got Meg voted out. So I know she's wants to kill her. And I'd be on board with that. At least that's what she told me, but she could have changed her mind.
Well, I mean, how are you guys feeling going into tonight?
It's weird because we don't have teams anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I did put a huge target on my back, so I'm definitely not feeling amazing going into Tribal tonight because, you know, I probably pissed some people off, but it is what it is.
I mean, I feel like you kind of put a huge target on my back last night.
It's interesting that you were never perceived to have a target on your back in the first place, though. Like, that to me is crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah, but I'm like curious as to like kind of where that came from because there's 10 people in the game right now.
I agree, and I think a lot of it came from my own just observations of watching you in challenges. You're really good at challenges, and these challenges are a crap shot.
Or you should have seen me in trivia last night because your girl did not know when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, and I'm very embarrassed by that.
I will also say though that, I mean, it's been conveyed to me, and I think it was even kind of inadvertently confirmed yesterday in the chat that we had, as well as just, you know, there was a team cleaners person on our team for some time, and Rayleigh spilled some tea that maybe she shouldn't have spilled, so.
You told me that while you were the only cleaner on that other team, you like spilled a bunch of tea. But she didn't say like what it was about, like that you like gave like cleaner info or something, or I mean,
I'll tell you.
Not even like we had anything to share.
I will tell you exactly what I told them. They said, "Who's the strongest on the team?" And I was like, you know, we all work fairly well together. So I said, Jake's strong, Meg's strong, Hassan is quiet. That is what I said. Verbatim.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that she's trying to.
What tea is that?
She's trying to put a crack in us. You're solid on that's where your vote's going tonight is to Q.
Absolutely. That bitch is vapor as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
I'm not going to play my safety without power tonight because we need my vote to help get Q out. I am planning on I'm hoping to have a conversation with Jake tonight prior to elimination that maybe I need to use my secret switch vote. I am worried that Q has some sort of advantage if she has a safety card and keeps herself safe and our votes for her don't count, then it's probably Jake, Dot, or myself that's up for elimination, and I think I'm smart to assume that those votes would go to me. I've tried to work out the numbers to see if we can in some way split the vote so that if Q has a safety card, that we would still be able to vote maybe Elizabeth out?
I don't know. I just keep hearing my name coming up in a lot of conversations, so it's making me feel very uncomfortable, and I'm not exactly sure how I got in this position.
Me neither. I've had a target on my back since I missed the first meeting, so word on the street, you are the one to take out. I've accepted the fact every day going into these challenges that I could go home, and I know damn well if I slip on any future challenges, my ass is gonna say farewell as too, you know.
So you feel like you're on the bottom of your squad over there that's gunning against me and Jake?
No, it's not even that. It's just one person who, one person in mind. It's not all of them who have showed that look of disgust or surprise when I won. It was just one person in particular. So
is that person Q?
Very possibly, yes. I won't name any names, but yeah, she wasn't happy with my win. You know, she was kind of.
Would you be willing? Would you be willing to go against her tonight and joining the cleaners in a clean sweep to get her out?
There's a couple of different ways I could have took her payback offer. First one is she's gonna stab me in the back as soon as she has the opportunity, which would be the logical choice for her. Or she was gonna throw one of her teammates under the bus to buy her a couple more days. I am willing to think it's the latter of the two, and I'm just gonna let everyone know who is on the team cleaners that she is gonna sell you out as soon as she gets that chance.
So if you guys are voting for Meg, like I am totally on board with us all.
Yeah, I'm only voting because I really don't. The person I want to vote is in exile, so.
I will say Alex is a competitor. If I had to pick out the two people in the game that I think are the biggest threats, I'd probably say Meg and Alex.
Yeah. It's obvious that the cleaners have the most power because they have the most players. The more players you have, the more power you have. Therefore, I would say it would be smart to, get one of them out of the way. Preferably the strongest person out the way.
I don't know. I was counting the numbers last night, and with Alex off at Exile, the only chance is Dot flipping because Dot's the swing vote. If all of the Rona members and myself vote for Meg, and then all of the cleaners obviously would probably vote for me, and then it's Dot's decision at that point.
I felt like Dot was going to vote for Meg and we were going to get Meg out, and he didn't. And so I think Dot is extremely loyal to Meg for some reason, and I can't rely on him now, unfortunately. But, I mean, again, what I said last night is so true that I think Meg is just going to pick off the other people that aren't cleaners, and we're going to be gone if we don't do something about it.
I agree. I don't trust Patty's vote at all. Or Dot's vote.
I feel like I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. Who is going to be getting the votes tonight? Or is it going to be split way more than I think? Because I feel like Meg wants to target me because I voted for her, but then she also seems to not really like you at the moment in that conversation, so I'm like...
I am fully expecting some votes my way because I shook up a lot of shit last night, and I did put targets on their back, which I feel like you and I were the only people who saw that they were already targets. So my question for you is your goal to weaken the cleaners, which I can confirm they're definitely 4 strong, or is your goal to get Meg out specifically? Like, which do you think is more important?
I just don't want to be voted out.
Absolutely.
Which I'm the concern too, but from what I've seen, I think Meg's the biggest threat. But if there was a case to take out somebody else, I'm totally open to hearing it.
Or the only people that I really feel like I am aligned with in this game would be you, and I guess Elizabeth, because she's kind of on the bottom, and I feel very much like I don't know. I align with Elizabeth a little bit too, in thinking that Meg is a huge strategic threat. Because I feel like you're the closest with Patty. Do you think, I just don't trust him, because he blindsided Carrie. Do you trust his word though? Do you think he'll go Meg?
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody knows I already have a soft spot for D. She's kind of always kept me in the loop when it comes to team strategy and let me know who was working against me or who was going to attack me next. So I'm always kind of watching out for her. I don't want to say I'm her guardian angel because I'm not,
But if I can tip her off and kind of let her know what's going on, we'll work from there.
Team Cleaners is gunning for Q. Meg is gunning for Q. And I'm telling you this.
No. Team Cleaners is going for Elizabeth.
Okay, somebody's going for Q. Somebody's going for Q tonight. I talked to Meg and they said she's trying to get me to go for Q.
Oh, wow.
But to let you know, I made a promise to Q prior to getting rid of Carrie with a K that I would take Meg out. So I think I got 4 or 5 people who are willing to vote Meg out tonight.
Hot stirring Patty here again.
You at this point are more than qualified. You're smart enough to realize that this shit's gonna get cutthroat and very, very primal very quickly. As someone who doesn't have anything to lose going into tonight's tribal, I want to let you know, think about that person who's gonna pick you off at the first moment. You know, you may have loyalties to Meg, you may have loyalties to whomever's on your team, but just think about that person who could turn on you on a drop of a dime.
I know you proved your loyalty to me by, voting out Carrie during that tribal, so I feel like I can trust you, and I just want to make 150% before I get into the rest of this conversation that we're solid.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like to be honest, I feel like a personal loyalty to y'all more than I do my original team.
I think Alex would be a good number for us. He's in the back of my mind as a strong player, but right now I think there's bigger threats. But I want you to know that, as far as I'm concerned, you outrank Riley and Hassan to me. I pledged my allegiance to you on day 2.
I was pretty much going to talk to you and Jake, and if all of us could wrangle up votes against Q, then we could get her out of the game and
here's my
the other side.
Here's my worry. I am highly, highly concerned that Q has a safety card. And I'm telling you this because I trust you. Okay? I have the secret switch of vote. I think it's the 3 of us that are at the top of the chopping block for them, and I don't know which way they're going to put their votes. Honestly, I feel like they're coming on me, and I don't even know why I got
coming for you.
I don't know how I got put at the top of this pyramid with 10 fucking people in the game, and now I'm literally fighting for my life. But if you, me, and Jake vote for Dee Dee, and then I switch Q's vote to Dee Dee, then that's 4 votes on her. Hassan and Rayleigh, unless we don't speak to them, still vote for Q. They don't count, and then the other 3 vote for me, and I'm still safe.
The way that Jake and I win is to stay solid, especially with the Cleaners and Dot. And prove our loyalty to them. And if the 5 of us who are in the majority right now can stick together and not flip on each other, we can sweep out the other 5 players in the game easy.
I told him that as far as I'm concerned, you, me, and him are final 3. We solidified that alliance day 2, and that's my goal moving forward. That might not be 150% honest, because I do want to stick with the Cleaners, but I wanted to make sure that he felt safe. You're my number 1, right? It's you and me against the world. I'm pretty sure that Q has an advantage, and I know that when you send a message from Exile, it comes with an advantage.
What'd you get? You have an advantage?
Yes, I have 2. So, okay, so I have a switch of vote, and I can leave tribal before the vote and save myself, but I also can't vote.
Don't do that.
But I'm gonna go home. But if Q has an idol and she uses that tonight, I'm gone. I am the vote tonight.
Not if we vote for Elizabeth.
Here's my plan. I'm gonna leave, but I'm giving you the switch of vote, and you need to switch Dee Dee's vote to Q.
But what if they vote for me, Meg, Hassan, or Rayleigh?
They'll probably vote for you. But if Q has an idol and she's safe,
I don't think we have anything to worry about. I'm
freaking out.
Hello, everybody. How's it going tonight?
It's going, man.
Meg, that never sounds good when you do that.
I'm shaking.
Hi, Patty.
Literally shaking.
Is it that bad?
My first question is for you, Patty. How does it feel to win the safety at this chaotic merge?
I feel that this luck that I experienced in the past 24 hours could easily be anyone else's. I just happened to be the better trivia person yesterday. I'll chalk it up as simply as that.
Meg, how has the start of the merge been?
Absolutely chaotic.
Dot, would you agree?
Yes. It's been madness.
Why has it been madness, Jake?
I mean, it has. I think there's a couple people that think they're calling the shots, and I certainly don't think I am, but I know from what I've heard that a lot of people are jousting for power.
Elizabeth, are you feeling this joust for power?
I definitely feel a lot of different sides. I think it's tough because Team Dunn is the smallest and so feels the least powerful by potential powerful majorities.
Meg, is there any animosity from the last two tribals, at least on your team, your old second team?
I'd like to comment on that.
I think there was a little bit of animosity from the tribal that I was in, just because I think we found out where people stood when we didn't have a whole lot of conversation leading up to that, at least that I knew of. But I think there is a ton of animosity now. I have no really idea where it came from, but it is hot and heavy.
Jake, what did you want to say on that?
Yeah, last tribal, or like right before it, I don't think it's anything personal with Elizabeth, but she did lie right to my face. So it's just tough to want to like not get people like that out, if that makes sense.
I think
Elizabeth, what are your thoughts on that?
Shots fired.
I was gonna say I was lied to my face as well, so I feel like pretty much everyone is lying here right now.
No, we told you we were voting Carrie.
I like that segue.
Q, I'm gonna to put Dot's eyeball away and bring in Patrick for a second. Is there any animosity between you, Patty, Rayleigh from the last vote on your team?
Absolutely, but I think my animosity is towards the person that's not here tonight, which is Alex.
Alex.
Coming for you. If he's lurking and watching this, there's definitely a lot of animosity towards Alex. I'm not even gonna lie.
And may I interject, because I keep going in and out, and it was actually nice to see Jake's face for the first time. I've never seen him before. Obviously his reputation precedes him, but Rayleigh, I know you are in the hot seat right now too, from what I've heard on the street, and I'm gonna call on that favor for saving your ass the other night, okay?
I hear you, brother.
So I'm gonna call that favor, and you know what needs to be done tonight. And I'm not gonna mention any names other than maybe, think about that person on the team cleaners that maybe a female personality that you need to eliminate tonight, moving forward. Mainly Meg. I'm just gonna put it out on the table. If you want to take
that was cold.
Right now.
I have to bring in Meg after that one.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Would you like to comment on this?
Whoa.
I think people underestimate how strong the cleaners are. I think they're trying to put cracks in where they want to find places to put cracks, and I don't think that the four of us are falling for it.
Even the strongest pot cracks, but you know what? You four piranhas are going to be put in that pot all at once, and it's going to get really interesting very quickly. So just remember that shit when we're moving forward.
God, Patty!
That pot's got to crack.
Well, I think you also have to remember the fact that you pointed out that you're on the bottom of your team over there, and you possibly have people coming for you, and it wasn't the cleaners up until maybe right now.
Oh, you know what? I'm willing to have that vendetta going on right now, but I also have my obligations and my duties to pay to my former teammates. So, Q, here it is. I put it out. I made my word good. You said my word was my bond, so it is what it is. And if I get taken out, I'm willing to accept that tomorrow. So fuck it, who cares?
Hassan, would you like to comment on this target on the cleaners?
Yeah, I mean, from conversation, I think Meg is the biggest target. However, you know, things can change momentarily at any time.
I mean, let me ask a question. Do you want to play the game with somebody that wants to play the game, or do you want to play the game with somebody that wants to sit back, like somebody that's on the screen right now?
Who is sitting back on the screen?
I think Elizabeth is somebody that throughout this game, as far as I can see, has kind of sat back very quiet. She doesn't say very much. She hasn't done a whole lot. So I'm going to call it out and say what it is right now. I have animosity against her for throwing my name out in the first tribal, but I think that's the biggest game move she tried to make, and it was a dumb move because it didn't work. So do you want to play the game? Do you all want to play? Let's fucking play. Get rid of the person that's not playing.
Hey, Meg, this competitive spirit is why people are so scared of you, dog. You like.
Listen, I'm trying to do what I can to save myself. My ass is on the block right now. My ass is on the block right now, so I'm going to say what I have to say.
Elizabeth, would you like to comment on that? Are you sitting back?
Sure. I think there are very different personalities in this room, and I'm a person that definitely takes things in, processes it, has conversations one-on-one with people the way that I think that the conversations best proceed. I'm not someone that calls something to people's faces. I am very strategic, and I think strategic people like other strategic people out of the game have a better chance, just as people do in Survivor.
The shade in this conversation is hilarious.
Q, would you like to comment on the situation? I believe you said something about if you're in the jury, you would vote for Meg and Jake. Would you like to explain that?
Yeah, so what I meant by that is I think that going back to Meg's comment about, you know, do we want to play the game? Absolutely we want to play the game. But I think a lot of us also want to win the game, and I don't think that taking you or Jake to the final is a winning move. And I think right now, if we take a lot of the people from the cleaners, we're all playing for second, because I mean, I can see right here, you've played a beautiful game. And you also just kind of said that the cleaners were trying to find cracks and there aren't any. So you guys need to be broken then if there are no cracks.
Good luck.
Whether or not we were going to come into the merge as 4, we've been pushed into that direction, and now we have no choice but to be 4 because people are coming after us, and they've made that very clear.
Can I comment on that though? Because,
sure.
And I think maybe it's worth bringing Rayleigh in, because when I had my one-on-one with Rayleigh the night that she was definitely the bottom, she said that you guys were close. She mentioned your name, Meg. She mentioned Jake, and she mentioned Hassan. So
of course we were close. We didn't know anybody else in the game but each other. Of course
Why
we were
are you
close.
acting like that's a big... Wait, stop.
But
I gotta ask.
no, don't worry, stop, because it can't go
Why
both
are you
ways.
acting like...
No.
Why are you
Because
acting
it
like
can't
it's a
go...
big
Alright, you're gonna
fucking
mute her and
surprise?
shut her the fuck up, or can I
Why
talk?
are you acting like that's a
Because
big
it
fucking
can't go
surprise?
both ways. It can't go both ways. It can't
Tell
be that,
me one
oh,
thing
well,
I
we were the
told
only
you.
people that we know.
Tell me.
Alright, she's fucking
One
gaslighting.
fucking
Let's
thing
shut
that
the
I
fuck
told
up.
you
Go ahead, really.
that I wouldn't tell anybody else. Tell me one fucking thing that I told you that I didn't specifically tell each and every one of my fucking teammates.
Well, I think the point is,
Tell me one fucking thing I told you that I didn't
If
say.
you would
to them.
shut up, shut the fuck up, and let me say what I'm trying to say then.
Get
Shut
it out,
up.
motherfucker.
I think the point is,
Goddamn.
Really, I think you gotta stop.
Who's fucking talking to you? Who is?
No.
well, I'm going to put in, I have to take you and Rayleigh out for a moment so I can speak. I think the point is, how can the cleaners say they're not together but that there's no crack? Patty, after you said earlier Rayleigh owes you something, but if she's team cleaners, how could she owe you?
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. This got ugly very quickly.
Somebody's lying.
No, I'm just saying, this got ugly very quickly, and really lost her temper, and that's not very becoming of her. It was kind of convenient that Meg said they hadn't had the opportunity to spread her wings. I see that Meg is the rooster and Jake is the hen, and Hassan and those guys are just the rest, you know. So just think about that.
I'm just chilling. What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying you're.
What you mean the rest?
I can say every time, every single
Rooster
person that I've
Crow-
talked with in the cleaners mentions Meg's name. Your name always come up, Meg. So to be honest, it's your team's fault.
The rooster crows and the hens it behind. So just think about that from the farm aspect. But there's no.
Well,
hard
that's a
feelings,
shot
so
at you,
Rick,
Jake.
It's all good.
Just think
I
about
don't
that. No, it's all good.
I like your hat, Lucky Patty. It looks good, bro. That's all I can say. I like your
Thanks,
hat.
man. Thanks.
No
I like
problem.
the.
I hope you have a nice night.
Everyone's crazy, so everyone just do whatever they want to do. I don't know. I mean, shoot.
Elizabeth, what should be behind tonight's vote?
Wow, so much feistiness here. I mean, everyone individually is just trying to figure out what keeps them in the game, and that's what we're all deciding.
Fuck you,
So,
That does.
are you all ready to vote then? Are you ready to vote?
So, Nick, before we vote, I do have something to say. You know, Q, I think, said it best, that going into tonight, we all have to play what's best for our individual game and not play for second. So, with that being said, I am going to use the safety without power advantage and leave tribal now, and keep myself safe for the night.
All right. Well, Meg is out of here, so
We'll see you
she
later,
can't
Meg.
vote, but she also cannot be voted out.
Can we put in the
Meg,
chat
you
who's
must
next
now
then,
leave.
or what?
Good luck, and I hope everybody, my cleaners, understand my decision.
Take it easy, Meg.
Do I have to go now? I can't watch?
Yeah, you have to go sit there.
Okay.
Well, with Meg leaving, you have some last questions for each other, or not? Are you ready to vote, or do you have more questions for each other?
I don't have any questions.
I'm confused as to
Alright,
why
well
Meg
then.
would ditch us like that. What'd you say, Jake?
She just played the
said I'm
fuck out of
confused.
everybody. That was funny.
I'm confused as to why
That
Meg
was
would
hilarious.
leave us like kind of messed up. I mean, I knew it was coming, but it's still a little messed up.
On that note, it is time to vote. I have the results. If anybody has an advantage and wants to use it, now would be the time to do so.
Well, I think I probably pissed a lot of people off tonight, so I'll go ahead and just play my item as well.
Q has a safety card. Any vote against Q tonight will not count. First vote is for Q, which does not count. Next vote is for Q, which does not count. Next vote is for Q, which does not count. Next vote is for Q, which does not count. And fifth vote for Q, which also does not count, leaving us with 3 votes left. Next vote is for Jake. Next vote is for Rayleigh. The next person voted out of the game is Rayleigh has been voted out.
Wow.
Q, that was smart, sis. That was smart, sis. Q, good one. Good play.
What
Yes,
can
a
I say?
crazy,
Oh my goodness. I could not sleep last night for a long time because I was just so revved up from Tribal.
I do think that I would have been the vote, and I would hope that everybody else would understand why I chose to do what I did and that they would have done the same thing in my situation no matter what they choose to say about it.
But I'm done with Meg, so.
All of our biggest threat right now is Q and Patty.
I mean, I still have a couple tricks up my sleeve.
I always go into the game knowing that I could be taken out at any time. why not make it interesting? Why not set the vibe up and kind of throw it in a different direction?
I love that spy advantage. I'm going to use it pretty soon, probably.